The Lion Who Listened. Chapter 1. The King of the Grasslands. The sun rose over the wide golden savanna, painting the sky with orange and pink. In the tall grasses, the animals stirred, zebras snorted, antelope leapt gracefully, and elephants trumpeted to greet the day. At the heart of it all was Kavi, the lion. His mane glowed like fire in the morning light. His paws were as heavy as stone, and his roar shook the air so fiercely that birds took flight from the trees. Kavi was king. Not because he demanded it, but because no creature could match his strength. When he walked, the earth seemed to move aside. When he hunted, no beast escaped. But with strength came pride. Kavi believed that his roar, his claws, and his might alone would protect the kingdom. And so, he rarely listened. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you won't miss more eerie and fascinating tales. Chapter 2. The Warning of the Zebras. One afternoon, as the sun burned hot above the grasslands, a herd of zebras came to the lion's resting place. Their black and white stripes shimmered in the heat. "Great King," said the leader of the herd, bowing low, "we have seen the horizon. Dark clouds gather, yet not with rain, but with dust. A drought may be coming. The grass may wither. We fear for our young." Kavi stretched, yawning wide, his teeth gleaming. "A drought? Pa! The sun always shines, the grass always grows. You worry too much." The zebras exchanged nervous glances. "But we have seen the patterns before," the leader insisted gently. Kavi's eyes narrowed. "Do you think a lion fears the sun? Do you think hunger can defeat me? Go, graze your grass. Leave worries to the weak." The zebras left, their hooves tapping anxiously. They respected their king, but doubt crept into their hearts. Chapter 3. The Elephants Speak. Not long after, the great elephants lumbered toward Kavi. Their ears flapped slowly, their tusks gleamed, and their voices rumbled deep as the earth. "Lion King," the eldest said, "the rivers are shrinking. Day by day, the waters fall lower. We must prepare to travel far for water." Kavi shook his mane proudly. "Rivers dry, rivers return. Why trouble me with this? My paws will carry me anywhere I need. The river will always flow for me." "But a king's duty is not only for himself," the elephant warned. "It is for all who live beneath his sky." Kavi turned away. "Enough. I will not waste my strength worrying about trickles. Go splash in your puddles, and let me rest." The elephants left with heavy steps, sadness in their eyes. Chapter 4. The Bird's Caution. At dusk, a tiny shadow fluttered to Kavi's side. A small bird, no bigger than his paw, landed before him. Her feathers shimmered like dusk itself, and her voice was high and clear. "Great King," she chirped, "I have flown far. At the edge of the forest, I have seen men. They set strange traps, ropes tied to trees, snares hidden in grass. They hunt not for food, but for sport. You must be careful." Kavi laughed, a sound like thunder. "Do you think twigs and ropes can harm me? I am Kavi, king of claws and teeth. Men may set their sticks, but no snare can hold me." The bird's wings drooped. "Even the strongest tree may fall to the smallest axe," she whispered. But Kavi turned his back. "Fly away, little one. Your warnings are wasted." And so the bird flew off, sadness trailing in her wings. Chapter 5. The Snare in the Night. That night, the moon hung high, silver and bright. Kavi prowled proudly through the forest's edge, his paws silent on the earth. He thought of the bird's words and chuckled to himself. But then, snap! His paw plunged into a hidden rope. In an instant, the trap tightened, pulling him to the ground. The more he struggled, the tighter it became, cutting into his fur, burning his skin. Kavi roared with fury, shaking the trees. Birds startled awake, monkeys fled through the branches. But no matter how he clawed, no matter how he pulled, the knot only grew tighter. For the first time in his life, Kavi's strength failed him. And in the silence of the night, fear entered his heart. Chapter 6. The Return of the Bird. As the moon climbed higher, Kavi lay trapped, his breaths heavy, his pride broken. Then came a flutter of wings. The little bird returned. Behind her came dozens more, sparrows, finches, starlings. They landed on the rope, pecking and tugging. Tiny beaks worked tirelessly. Bit by bit, the rope loosened. Bit by bit, the knot gave way. At last, with a final tug, the trap snapped apart. Kavi stumbled free, his paw sore, his body weary. The bird landed before him. "Strength alone does not make a king," she said gently. "Even the mightiest lion sometimes needs the smallest ally." For the first time, Kavi bowed his head. Chapter 7. A King's Realization. The next day, the animals gathered, whispering about the lion's ordeal. They expected him to roar, to command silence. But instead, Kavi stood before them quietly. "Zebras, I did not hear your warning. Elephants, I dismissed your wisdom. Bird, I laughed at your courage. And because of this, I nearly lost my life." The animals shifted uneasily. Never before had their king spoken with such humility. "I see now," Kavi continued, "that a king's duty is not only to roar, but to listen. Strength without wisdom is weakness. From this day forward, I will hear every voice, whether great or small." The crowd erupted in cheers, their respect deepening into love. Chapter 8. The Meeting of the Animals. That evening, Kavi called for a great circle. Every creature came: tall giraffes, quick gazelles, wise elephants, noisy monkeys, even the smallest of birds. Each spoke in turn. The zebras described the shifting skies. The elephants spoke of rivers. The birds described dangers from men. The meerkats warned of predators, the bees of flowers moving with the seasons. And for the first time, Kavi listened to them all. He asked questions, nodded, and remembered. "Together," he said at last, "we will protect our home. Not through my strength alone, but through our unity." The animals roared, trumpeted, chirped, and howled in agreement. Chapter 9. The Test of the Drought. Soon, the zebra's warning came true. The sun burned hotter than ever. The grasses withered, the rivers shrank to dry beds, and waterholes turned to cracked earth. But this time, the animals were ready. Guided by Kavi's wisdom, they traveled together to distant rivers the elephants remembered. The birds flew ahead, scouting safe paths. The zebras kept the herds moving in steady rhythm. The lions, antelopes, and even jackals guarded the young together. Though the journey was hard, not a single animal was lost. All survived because they listened to each other. And at the center of it all walked Kavi, not only their king, but their companion. Chapter 10. The Lion Who Listened. Years passed. Kavi's manner grew silver at the edges, and his steps slowed. Yet his kingdom thrived. The animals no longer feared droughts or dangers, for they faced them together. Each evening, Kavi would sit upon a hill, the little bird perched upon his shoulder. They watched the horizon as the sun sank into gold. He was remembered not as the lion with the fiercest roar, but as the lion who listened. And so his story passed from generation to generation, a reminder that true strength is not only in muscles or claws, but in the courage to hear every voice, no matter how small.